Good evening, YouTube. DutyRon back again with another video. We are here in my home office. Kitchen setup back in effect. DutyRon, if you're interested in all things crime related from a retired New York City police detective, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew, royal prince, involved with this pedophile for a long time, 20 plus years. We're going to talk about it right now. We're going to get right into it. Guys, DutyRon here, back again with another video. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to all my loyal friends and people part of the DutyRon family. We have just hit a milestone, 10,000 subscribers, 10,000. Thanks to each and every one of you, because without you guys, I could have never reached this important milestone. It's really exciting. I'm just happy to be here with you guys and speaking about it. Without the support of my community here on YouTube, it's never going to happen. We started in January of this year with 0 subscribers. So 7 months it took us to get to 10,000. Let's keep it going. Share this broadcast out. Leave me comments in the comment section. Hit the notification bell. Subscribe to my channel for all things in regards to breaking news. Also, when we talk about crime-related topics, you're getting it straight from a retired New York City police detective. I did 20 plus years in the New York City Police Department, retired detective. I do give you guys my take on things from a crime perspective, from someone who's been in the crime field for that long. So some of the things I might tell you, it might not be what you want to hear, but I'm going to give it to you straightforward. So I want to say thank you to everyone who is joining in on this live premiere. Thank you to all my day ones, Joey Brooklyn, Meg Lowe in Southern Cal, Duty Blue, all of the great ones that come in and support on a regular basis. The list, I can have a list that can go up and down and up and down. There's so many people to mention here. It would take me 20 minutes to mention everybody. So guys, let's get right into it. Let's start. Again, thank you to everyone who has subscribed, all my new people who have subscribed to the DutyRon family, to the DutyRon channel. Thank you so much for supporting through Super Chat, through Patreon, positive comments left on my Twitter feed, my Instagram, my Facebook. You can follow me on all social media at DutyRon. Right here it says at DutyRon. You can follow me here at DutyRon. Subscribe to the channel right here and hit the notification bell and leave me comments below in the comment section. I greatly appreciate that. So a lot has happened since the last video. We're going to talk about Prince Andrew. We're going to talk about Ghislaine Maxwell, and we're going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Guys, I got to tell you, as a seasoned law enforcement officer, I am shocked the more that I dive into this case, the more I research what has happened here over the past, say, decade and a half with Jeffrey Epstein. It's shocking in itself for me, somebody who was all about accountability with the New York City Police Department. Everything is accountability. There is a lot of people who oversee. Now, I'm talking about Civilian Complaint Review Board. I'm talking about internal affairs. I'm talking about so many different moving parts to the NYPD, the largest police department in the world. A scandal like this would be impossible to keep under wraps. Now, the scandal I speak about is the Palm Beach Police Department and the prosecutor down there. What the deal that they cut for this guy in 2007 or 2008 is disgraceful. It is disgraceful on so many levels, and I'm embarrassed to say that these guys were representing law and order. I feel personally, guys, and this is my personal opinion, that the police chief down in Palm Beach County should be fired. And those are strong words coming from a law enforcement guy, an ex-law enforcement guy. I am horrified the more I dive into it, the more I research and do my detective work. It is discouraging, to say the least. The federal prosecutor, Acosta, he stepped down from his position in President Trump's as the labor secretary, and he knew he had to do that. He had to do it because he was directly involved in authorizing this plea bargain, this 13-month slap on the wrist, where Epstein was able to get 12 hours a day out in his own offices, in his own home. And it's now come to light that during that 13 months, he was having sex, confirmed by plaintiffs that have come forward, complainants that have come forward, that he had sex with girls while he was out on his work release, or whatever you want to call it, this plea deal, this 13-month deal. That, I'm telling you, if I had it my way, the police commissioner, police chief in Palm County would be fired. This guy shouldn't be working in law enforcement. Acosta stepped down. He is disgraced. The feds have disgraced themselves with this case, allowing a sick, twisted pedophile to coexist in our society because of his political connections or whatever you have in this situation. It is a travesty of justice. And I'm seeing more and more as I do my research every day on this. There's just so much that has gone on. And whether it's because he was friends with, many political, bigwigs, I think that has something to do with it. But we can't lump. We always hear the term dirty politician, crooked cops. We hear these terms all the time, but they're used really loosely because it's not all politicians that are dirty. But the ones that Epstein was palling out with, they knew damn well what was going on. And anybody that was around him has got to be shaking in their boots right now, because now the beans are spilled. Let me get refocused here. Okay. Prince Andrew was 20 years friends with Epstein. 20 years friends. What I have a big problem with Prince Andrew is that after Epstein was given this sweet plea deal, it was well known that this guy was a pedophile, was having relations and having sex with underage girls. He was still videoed in Epstein's mansion in Manhattan after this conviction. He's a registered sex offender, and Prince Andrew is at his location in Manhattan. I have a huge problem with that. I don't know about you guys, but if one of my friends was arrested and convicted of a heinous crime like this, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure that the majority here will rule, I would disown that person. There would be no way I'd be seen with that person. I would cut all ties. And here's somebody in the spotlight who chose to go and hang out with him. And there's a video of him waving off, albeit it was a woman who was of age, but he's inside this guy's property, staying overnight, or hanging out with him. And it's just you're judged by the company you keep. You're guilty by association. And this Prince Andrew is, in my eyes, a guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. He is definitely one of them. Let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein creating his will 2 days before his alleged suicide. Okay, it turned out he made a will here in New York, and then he created a trust fund. He named the trust fund the 1953 fund after his date of birth. a lot of people will say, well, now that he's done that, he effectively cut off all of the plaintiffs' ability to go after his money. That's not the case. He has made it a little more difficult, but with legal channels, that could be. It's not going to eliminate. It's not going to save his money. His money is not going to go to his brother Mark. There's two executives on his 1953 trust fund. And the executors, if they execute and process or transfer those funds, they can be held liable. These complainants, these victims can come after the trustees, the executors who are executing the 1953 trust and his will. So rest assured, these two executors are not going to execute this will and have their personal property and their personal assets on the line. They'll open themselves up to lawsuits. So it's not going to be cut and dry where they're just going to be able to get rid of the money and dispose of it. So I did a little bit of research. I saw a few legal experts speak about it. And it's not what we think. You know, they're not going to be able to just swindle away $533 million. And again, thank you to all who have arrived here in on the live chat. Thank you so much for coming in on this premiere. Thank you for anyone who's given super chat, and thank you to all who leave comments, and thank you for thanking me for bringing this platform to you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys. So, Ghislaine Maxwell, I need to just get this out real quick, and I'm sure that some of you ladies and gents have heard this. I was reading and watching several different reports on Ghislaine Maxwell, and it looks like apparently this woman was so wrapped into this filthy pedophile sex recruiting, sex drive. She was involved in this thing so much that she was going as far as giving, and this is a little graphic, but giving directions to these underage girls on how to perform oral sex on Jeffrey Epstein. And when I read that and I heard that, it just brought it to a new level of frustration and anger. Like, this woman, we have confirmed that she's coaching these girls on how to perform sex acts and what Jeffrey Epstein likes and what he doesn't like and what to do and what not to do. It just puts this at a whole nother level. And it baffles me that she's not in custody. And, you know, everybody who has these conspiracy theories and everyone who thinks that our government is corrupt on a large scale, I respect your thoughts on that, but I definitely won't agree with it. You know, I am disappointed in how the Palm County prosecutors, the feds, handled this, but our Southern District, who's handling this case now, is the premier law enforcement authority in the country, and I'm confident that, and it's a shame that this has happened for so long. This has gone on for so long, and it's a shame that finally the long arm of the law is going to catch the people who are involved in this and bring them to justice. It really is disconcerting to me that over all of these years he was able to skate, and all of these people had knowledge, full well knowledge, what he was up to. There was hundreds and hundreds of girls. I looked at a list, and I won't show it here, but it was a list, like hundreds of pages of girls' names, descriptions, you know, like redhead, blonde, all different kinds of descriptions that they have as logs. It was like he had a fresh supply of girls every day. And you can't tell me that nobody knew that this was going on. You know, everybody that was in his inner circle and all of his friends or people who he was friendly with had to have some knowledge of this. And I won't believe anyone that says, well, nobody knew about it. So I hope that these people are carted in and shamed and brought to justice and have to talk and speak up for themselves, because this is a travesty of justice for the victims. You know, many young girls who are now adults, some of them are young adults, some of them are older, have to live with this for the rest of their lives. So very disheartening. Maxwell, I still believe should be carted in immediately. She should be arrest number 2. You know, we have Epstein, and whether he took his own life or he was murdered, I feel now that he may have had some knowledge that he was either going to take his own life, or that I mean, this might sound cockamamie coming from me, but I've thought about, this is a guy who controls everything, right? He controls all his moves. He could have, through his attorneys, paid to have himself taken out, if that's the case. I think that, you know, as crazy as it sounds, he could have just said to himself, I don't have the nerve to kill myself. Let me pay through my attorneys and through all these people that are around me to have someone, you know, look the other way and let someone come in and stage this like I was, you know, I hung myself. I don't know. It sounds far-fetched to me, honestly. And some people, you know, you leave me some comments on that. I might not even be saying it the right way, but, you know, I feel like, you know, maybe he just wanted someone to do this job for him because he didn't want to live anymore, but he wasn't strong enough to do it on his own. But there's also a part of me that says that he just did it and just said, you know, I can't live like this anymore. Evidence shows through the autopsy, and I know a lot of people don't believe the autopsy, that you know, he died he died from hanging. So you know, whether he jumped off the top bunk, I want to focus on bringing people to justice. I don't really want to focus on that part of this. He's gone. We have to move on. I'm not one to dwell on, you know, whether that comes out from the Attorney General's investigation. I don't think that anybody in the jail, any of the jail people, were on board with that. You know, and that's because I've been around, you know, New York City for a long time, and that would take a bunch of people to be on board with it. It couldn't be accomplished by 1 or 2 people. You'd have to have a whole group of people involved in that. But anyways, let me get back on track. I want to show you one quick video. I'm going to cue it up, and then we'll continue on. I just want you guys to listen to this quick video on Epstein.
Epstein signed a will 2 days before he apparently hanged himself in a federal jail in New York City. The will, filed in the U.S. Virgin Islands, shows Epstein was worth more than $577 million. Epstein put all of his holdings in a trust, no word on beneficiaries. Epstein was awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges involving underage girls. One of Epstein's former friends, Britain's Prince Andrew, is breaking his silence about his ties to the disgraced financier. Charlie D'Agata has a rare statement on the case from Buckingham Palace.
It was this video, allegedly showing Prince Andrew waving goodbye to a young woman at Epstein's Manhattan mansion in 2010, that prompted the palace to issue the extraordinary statement. His Royal Highness deplores the exploitation of any human being and the suggestion he would condone, participate in, or encourage any such behavior.
I had to pause that for a second. I feel that this is, of course, his people, the royal palace, and all the people he is appalled by sex crimes. If Prince Andrew was appalled by sex crimes, why is it that he was found still associating and hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein after he was a registered sex offender and was sentenced to 13 months by the Palm County prosecutor's office? So this is just, again, them just saying, well, he never participated or encouraged any behavior. This is just utter nonsense. I'll let you guys listen to the rest.
Is abhorrent. Yet he's been accused of exactly such behavior, despite
wait until you see the photo they show here.
A court photo
yeah,
from
this is it. This is disgusting.
Shows the Duke of York with his arm around Virginia Giuffre, just 17 at the time. She claims Epstein paid her to have sex with Prince Andrew on 3 occasions.
Before you know it, I'm being lent out to politicians and to...
So that was a picture of the girl he had his arm creepily around. So that was her when she was younger. This is just horrifying, tragic. But I feel he's guilty. Let me know in the comments what you guys think.
Academics and to people that royalty.
Royal correspondent Roy Anika said the palace had to break its silence.
The palace have to be pretty confident that no further evidence is going to come forward, further implicating the Duke of York and his connection with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, there they are together now.
While the palace says the prince is appalled by these allegations, they don't explain what he was doing at Epstein's house 2 years after he was convicted of those sex crimes. Nora?
Charlie D'Agata, thank you. Our Western edition, the president...
Okay, just one more quick clip. I just want you guys to see... I want you guys to see them talking about the lawsuit, and I think they speak about right here. Yeah, this is about his will. Let's watch this. That's a federal jail where he died at. So that's the front of it right there. I've been there many a times.
Has since ruled that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. The brand new reporting from the New York Post, Jeffrey Epstein signed his will stating he was worth more than $578 million. And there is no doubt those who claim to be his victims will be going after all that they can get. The breaking...
All right, guys. So that's it there. I can say this with certainty. I really do feel like the complainants, all of the victims here in this case, are gonna have a go at all of that money. His brother was not the executor. He was probably the only one named in the regular will, and then the trust fund. There is executors that were designated to execute the trust fund, the 1953 fund, and the family trust, and the will. But like I said, I saw 2 separate legal analysts talk about this, and basically the people who were, if they were to delve out the funds with pending litigation against it, they would be held liable for whatever damages were awarded to the victims. So those people are not going to do anything with the funds. So ladies, gents, don't get all worked up over it. So guys, again, Ghislaine Maxwell should be the next one dragged in and arrested. I feel Prince Andrew should definitely be arrested. If Bill Clinton's involved in it, arrested. If our president's involved in it, and they have evidence, bring them all in. You know, I feel strongly that this is a crime that was, I mean, the system failed these victims. The system failed us. This is the biggest flub by the federal government by the the prosecutors. Palm Beach County sheriff or police commissioner. I have his name. I just don't know it off the top of my head, but I have it written down somewhere. He should be fired. He should be fired. He should not be in law enforcement. And I feel strongly about that. Very, very strongly. So, guys, let me quickly switch gears. I want to say thank you to all the people who have been supporting me on a regular basis, all my Patreon supporters. A special thank you to you guys and girls. A special thank you to Joey Brooklyn for always being there. He was the one who pushed me to go into YouTube and start my YouTube channel. I was on Periscope. That's a Twitter application, a gold VIP broadcaster on Periscope. Joey Brooklyn said, come to YouTube. It's a better place, more professional platform. So thank you to you, Joey Brooklyn. Everyone go subscribe to Joey Brooklyn. Black Irish, Matty Boy, Black Rose, Winky Whispers, Meg Lowe, Nabool. The list goes on and on. I mean, a lot of my great friends I come to know and meet through YouTube. One stands out in my mind, the official Marie B. The official Marie B. Let me just give you a little background on her. She is a resident of El Paso, Texas, and when I did the mass shooting broadcast from about El Paso, Texas, she came into my live and she left me lots of messages. She sent generous super chats, but she's from the community. They are still hurting from that incident, and they're a community that is very tight-knit and strong. So our hearts and our prayers still go out to the people of El Paso and throughout the country and throughout the world who are victims of these mass shootings. So again, the official Maria B., my heart and my respect goes out to you and your family and all the people of the great state of Texas and El Paso. I want to say thank you to Farm All Fanatic, Premier Hell, Rouse Trucking, all the guys in the Grow team over there. I've been hanging out with them, and Grant McIntosh, Linda's House of Chill. The lists go on and on. These are people who put a lot of work and effort into helping people's channel grow and how to do it the right way. I met Gordy Bobs over in the UK. He's another guy who does that type of stuff, and he's awesome. And there's just so many people that are a part of this great YouTube community. So I want to say thank you. And to anyone who leaves me super chat or sends PayPal donations or shops on my Amazon affiliate link or watches the stupid commercials in the beginning of the videos, those are ways to support this channel. And if you like what you see, I'm giving it to you raw and unedited. I'm not editing. I'm not doing anything. You're getting what is on my mind at the time, and albeit a lot of the things I might say you will agree with, or sometimes you'll disagree with some of the things I might say. But what I can tell you from my standpoint is I respect everybody as human beings. So if you have a thought, as long as you are not trying to force feed it to me or to everybody else, I will listen to it. I will respond to it, as long as it's not in containing curse words or slander or outlandish talk of violence. Then I will delete it and block you. And that's because I run a respectful channel. So if you're going to attack a certain group or certain people or certain anything, and you're going to leave a bunch of expletives in my comment section, I'm going to delete it and block you. I don't want anybody, I don't want to be associated with anybody who speaks like that or who feels that it's necessary to leave that on a social media page, especially someone like myself who is, doing this out of just enjoyment and trying to bring my my outlook to you guys from a law enforcement standpoint. So again, much love and respect to each and every one of you. If you leave comments down below, I am a creator that will answer you. And guys, again, I've been out in the sun all day today. I was outside a lot, so I got a little bit of color. The redness is a combination of the sun plus my red wood table that's sitting in front of me. The lights are reflecting up. I got lights in front of me. I got lights above me. So you see a lot of shine and a lot of red in color. It was because I was out in the sun today. Sunscreen was on. I am fighting skin cancer. I'm a skin cancer survivor. I've got a little piece on my shoulder and a little piece here on my nose. So again, thank you so much to each and every one of you for hanging out in here on this broadcast. We've gone 35 minutes. This is the longest upload I've ever done. So again, much love and respect from my house to yours, and I will see you guys on the next live. Thank you so much for joining, and God bless. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.